Right, we are live. We are live. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone that is going to join in. Got a lot to talk about, man. Got a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna see if the algorithm is going to get this out to everybody. Haven't been on in a while, so we're going to see how this works out. I'm going to see if people are able to join in Sunday morning for me. Sunday morning for me. So if it's Sunday morning for me, that means it's like what, Saturday night for everybody. So either everybody out in the streets, they're doing their own things, they're doing their own live recordings, they're doing their whatever they got to do. We're gonna see how this rolls. It's been a while. I don't know how the algorithm is actually gonna work out for the kid, but let's see. Um, for anyone that joins in, let me know if my microphone is okay. Let me know if I'm live and direct, loud and clear. We are going to. It's the homie right here. Lawrence is up in here. What up? What's good, man? Let me know if my audio is okay, Lawrence. Let me know if I'm loud and clear. Do me a favor, man. If you are in some of the socials, put the word out for me that because I don't think that the algorithm is gonna mess with me like that. So it might take a while for people to join in. So if anybody is on the socials, in the private group chats, all that kind of stuff, let me know because I got some stuff to talk about. I got some things to say. So if it's nighttime for you guys, grab your best cigars, grab your drink, grab whatever you got to grab. Because I actually feel like I got some stuff to fill some time with. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if anybody joins in. Put that back down. So we are starting off with Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. It's been a while since I've had a cigar, man. I haven't had a cigar in about a week. So yeah, I'm good with the vocals. That's what's up. It's been a while. I actually been avoiding cigars, and that's going to be part of what I'm talking about. Honestly, I can't even tell you what the last cigar was that I had. It might have been on the last Infamous pod. That might have been the last time I've actually had a cigar. So it's actually pretty good to come back and get a cigar with you guys, and then I'm gonna get into everything that I want to talk about. Charlie up in the place to be. What up, Charlie? What up? What's good, man? Um, I'm trying to figure out where to start. Let's start with the good news. Y'all want the good news or the bad news first? Let's do that. Good news or bad news? Y'all tell me. We got about 7 people in here. Hopefully, it's gonna grow a little bit more. Before I get into the details, we got the Holligan. This was a limited edition um, to support firefighters from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. I actually never got a chance to smoke this. It's from Western Desaka. And this was given to me by Peter. So shouts out to Peter. All right. That makes sense. That makes sense. So let's do it that way. Let's start with the bad news first. The bad news is that if this is not the last live, this is going to be one of the last lives. Um, I've been thinking about it for a while, man, and I've only said something about this in the background. Good to see you doing good, bro. I've only said something in the background, but I think I'm done. I think it's time to shut this whole thing down. So it's a good start of this cigar. What I'm thinking about is I just haven't been feeling, doing the vintage cigar. You guys know that I stopped doing the reviews and, I shut the reviews down. And it was really hard for me to, build up this community and to get people supporting the channel, man, and to make friends and to have people that I rock with, spend time with me on the lives, the community tabs, You know, follow me on social media and the whole nine. But between the reviews, between the algorithm, just and the way things have been going in the cigar community, yo, it's like it's time for me to give it up. The other thing is that I've been really putting an earnest on, being in my mid 40s on the health side of things. And I've really been trying to look at the fact that, like, just for my own personal hygiene, for my family connections, for, business opportunities and everything that I've just been wanted to focus on, I kind of feel like the cigars are kind of getting in the way. And I still love cigars. As you can see, I'm still gonna have, the occasional cigar from time to time. But as far as the vintage cigar, it's time for the channel to die. It's been almost 5 years, and it's really not much more that I can do for the community. It's not much more that I can do for just the group, the environment, and for the company. It's like what is left for me to do, you know? So I think the last thing that's really there for me to do is I'm gonna spend some time. I'm gonna get some merch. I'm gonna put some of the merch out just to have, to say, thank you to everybody. And that's the one thing that I wanted to do, that I absolutely, wanted to be able to walk around with my own shirt and to see other people walking around with my shirt or my hats or whatever the case may be. And I never got a chance to do that. So that's one of the things that I'm gonna do. But this is final chapter right now. This is the swan song. This is the curtain call. This is not the encore yet, but it's time for me to move on to other pastures. That being said, there's some things that I want to address, being that it's time to, go a different route, time to move on. My man he said retirement ain't really bad news, just a new direction. It is, it is in a way. And I agree with that. That's actually a pretty good way to put it. But the other side to that, I was kind of, minding my own business and just trying to really arrange where I wanted to go with things and what I wanted to do next. And I've been spending a lot of time with my family. That's part of the good news, and I'll tell you all about that in just a moment. But I also wanted to address some things that I don't want to leave tangled and tied up. I don't want to leave those in a negative way. I know people are watching the channel, and I know people are paying attention to me, and they're paying attention to the vintage cigar. And there are a lot of people that join in the channel and lurk and just kind of wait for negativity and wait for drama and all that. And I'm gonna give it a little bit to them right now. I'm not going out of my way. I'm not. I'm not gonna sensationalize anything. I'm not gonna make anything. I'm not giving any kind of tea or anything like that. One thing that I want to do is I want to give a public apology to uh, Michael Herklotz and to Caldwell Cigars. Who else? Is it anybody else? Pravada Cigars and Cigar Club. Who else do I want to give an apology to? I think that's it. And here's why. Here's why I'm saying this. I don't apologize for anything that I've ever said. I don't apologize for giving any of my honest opinions or the way that I feel about, certain brands, certain personalities, certain people. I really meant everything that I said. I don't think I've said anything to be malicious at all. Wesley, what up, man? But I really took a look at this, like, when you're creating something, when something is your baby, let's say if it was the vintage cigar, or let's say if it's Ferio Tego cigars, right? Let's say if it's Lost and Found. Let's say if it's Gurkha, whatever it is, whatever you spent time to work on, to develop, And to make something, it means something to you. And you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, you put a lot of effort into it. And there may be some things that, other people don't agree with. They don't really see it um, from the same perspective that you do. They don't have the same opinions of it as you do. And they may think your integrity may be a little bit different. But I don't want to knock anybody for actually making stuff happen and actually creating something and putting their effort into something and, spending time away from their family, spending time away from, playing golf or doing whatever they want to do. I actually got nothing but respect and admiration for that, right? That part is all well and good. That part is cool. Now, granted, if we're talking about specifically Ferry Otego, we're talking about specifically Michael Herklotz, there's some things just in general that kind of rub me the wrong way, in the marketing, in the presentation, in the delivery that I personally didn't rock with, right? That's just me as Keelan. I was about to say my government name. That's just me as Keelan that just didn't rock with that. Now, when it came to the cigars specifically, I think I personally made Mike is up in here, man. What up? Hey. I think I personally made an effort to say that I tried these cigars, that I tried to smoking cigars, and I tried to really give, my honest perspective on that. But word got back to me that he really thought that I was shitting on him specifically. And I think with me being using my platform and me being extremely opinionated and with me being blunt in how I feel about things, I think I came across in a much more malicious and negative perspective than I wanted to come across. Now, does that mean that I want to get free shit from Nat Sherman and Ferry Otego? Absolutely not. One thing that I'm telling you guys is being the fact that I'm in the vintage cigars, that I really don't care about getting any kind of free samples or getting anything free or people sending out to me. It doesn't mean anything to me right now. Honestly, I'm going to be sending out more cigars than are going to be coming into the vintage household. That part is over. It's done. There are no reviews. So what's the need for me to just be getting free cigar after free cigar because I'm not, reviewing cigars anymore? What's the point, right? But I also don't want my reputation when this channel ends that I was some mean kid reviewer that is just there to chop people down and to be negative. I don't think that's how I came across. You guys are in the comments right now. You guys can let me know if I came across as someone who was, vindictive, spiteful, angry, or malicious. I need to know that because that's something that I never want to be as a part of my character. And I don't want it to be a representation of what EKB is, and I don't want it to be a representation of what the vintage cigar is. And I also don't want that reputation to spread to the Wavy Crew and the infamous show. I don't want that to be a thing. Like I'm dead serious about all of this. But I also feel when it comes to being a reviewer, to be a talking head, to be someone who does lives, to be someone who is, your whole perspective is to give your opinion on things. Your whole thing is to talk about how you feel about things. Your integrity is everything. And what your opinion should matter, right? Your opinion should matter if you're going to be an influencer or whatever you want to call this whole thing. Your opinion should matter. So when I smoke a Suma, if I smoke the Elegancia, if I smoke whatever the other one's called, I'm sorry, I don't remember the names of all these, but I gave my honest opinion. And I think, and the part of me was like trying to be funny and trying to make jokes and just trying to make my friends laugh and all that kind of stuff, maybe it came off a little bit more crass than it should have. Let me see what Mike is saying here before I go and expound further. He said, "No, I don't think you came across that way. You're honest with how you feel about a cigar, which is refreshing. You and the other new wave guys kept it real with how you feel." And that was the goal, man. Honestly, that was really the goal. Let me see. There's more to this. A lot of reviewers, just like every cigar, trying to get in good favor of the manufacturers. That doesn't help anyone. I personally agree with that. He said you were just keeping it real, speaking from the heart, and it's all good in that respect. And I for all of you, thank you, Doug, for all of you guys that are like watching right now and following the channel. That part means a lot, honestly. And I hope that's how it comes across to everybody. But I know for someone who is going out of their way to make a living from their cigars, or making a living from their art, or making a living from their craft, it's not always going to feel that way, right? And I didn't bite my tongue. I don't think I bit my tongue at any standpoint, whether I was talking about the M81, whether I was talking about Padron, if I was talking about Davidoff. I feel like I always, gave my honest opinion. But that's the same if I was talking about Fuente, or if I was talking about Principal or Dunbarton, Foundation. You know what I mean? I always felt like, even if it was something just talking about, Cuban cigars, or talking about some of the other names, I felt like I was just like, hey, dude, this is really how I feel. This is the experience that I had. But to get word that, Michael Herclass is like, that Japan guy shitting on me, I knew I was going to get in trouble with sometimes. I said that out loud more than a few times. And I knew that was going to come across at some time. But I also knew that people were watching, people were paying attention, right? And I also knew that at some point in time, I was going to come face to face or screen to screen with people that I had harsher opinions for. That same thing happened, when we had, Brian from Pravada on the show. I don't feel like I was ever mean to Brian. I don't feel like I ever bit my tongue with all the opinions that I had about Pravada and, how they did business. The cult personalities and all that. And the moment that, I spoke to him, I don't feel like I was being disrespectful to him at all. That was never the goal. But I told him my opinion. I always thought he was a car salesman. And I still to this day feel like he's a car salesman when it comes to things. Sam, what up, man? I see you there. Appreciate you. Let me bump that up real quick. Boom. What up, man? Fred up in the place to be. Fred, what up? What's good, Brody? Nah, man, I didn't have time for YouTube. Honestly, Pete, I was actually gonna send you a message. It's like, yo, since you connected with the most people, I was gonna say send something out. But I just had to pop on because I only had a little bit of time to just get on and talk my talk. But that being said, going back to the topic at hand. So when we were talking to to Brian, I actually felt like that conversation was refreshing. You know what I mean? It kind of gave me perspective on how he was going about things, and how he perceived the way he was doing business and the way he treated cigars. Some of the things still kind of got under my skin, like when it came to the whole sushi thing, and like I felt like it was a gimmick, but that gimmick works for some people, and it's just on me to say like, yo, I'm not really feeling that. So I don't know if I'm going to continue to do the infamous show. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do the lives. I don't know if I'm like completely done with the whole cigar thing. I may put it up as a poll on the community tab, but I kind of feel bad because I don't want to leave my friends behind. You feel me? Like these are my guys. And I'm still gonna enjoy sitting back and having a cigar from time to time. Like that's just who I am. You know what I mean? There's nothing fake about that. But if I am on the show, very soon I'm going to be seeing Michael Herklotz. And I want to talk to the dude. Now I want to make this seem like this is a bitch move or anything like that. Like I really want to be able to talk to this dude. And I'm not shying away from any of my opinions. And I don't want it to be beef. I don't want to end the vintage cigar on beef. I don't want to end it on a negative way. But I'm not the type to fake the funk and disguise who I am and be like, yo, I loved every one of your cigars. My honest opinion of them, each time that I had that cigar, it did not give me the flavor profile. I thought it was way too expensive for what it should have been. But they're absolutely beautiful looking cigars as far as the way the bands look, the way the cigars are made. Everything, stands out. But nothing has changed as far as like my opinion on the profile of the cigar. But I didn't want to seem like I was gonna be like I'm being a mean dude. I didn't want it to come off like that. So that's part one. Let me see what he had to say, and then we'll go on from there. He said, if a cigar is not your taste, no one should shame you into expressing your opinion. In my experience, lots of cigars suck, so the makers seriously need to up their game. Is your channel ending? Yeah, brother. One great perspective, great points on that, man. I'm not mad at that at all. And yeah, the vintage cigar is ending. The vintage cigar is done. It's time for other people to take up the live. We got Enzo. Shout out to Enzo. Enzo has been doing great on the live. Shout out to Cigar Alchemist. Cigar Alchemist has been doing great on the live on the lives. There are a ton of reviewers. There are a ton of new reviewers up here. We got our old staples. All the friends. We got great shows that are going right now as far as like Unbanded and everything like that. But for me, it's time for me to retire everything. So the last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm finally gonna get this merch rolling, just because I feel like that's gonna be the curtain call. So I'm gonna get the hoodies, I'm gonna get the hats, I'm gonna get the t-shirts, and get all that stuff rolling and get that out. I may possibly do a couple more lives or anything like that, to get things rolling. And then if I do stay in the YouTube space, I'm moving on, to doing other things that, can actually be monetized, that I can actually support my family, support my creative endeavors, and support my art by doing that. Because the way that we are treated as cigar reviewers, it's just not good, man. It's not worth it. And I'm also, as I mentioned before, that I'm just pulling back on the amount of cigars that I'm smoking in general. I'm probably only going to smoke my best cigars on the best occasions. So there's going to be a time where I'm going to be, sending out cigars, and I'm just going to give away the majority of my cigars. That's what I was trying to do before. And when I did that before, so many people sent me fucking cigars. That was crazy. Yo. Thank you to everybody that did that. Yo, I got so many cigars that it was just nuts. So I'm really back to the same amount of cigars that I had when I did that final send out. So it's been nuts, man. Before I get part two, let me get to the comments to see what everybody's saying. We got Fred right here. Fred is saying, "Oh shit," he said, "Oh shit, dog, you stopping all the way. We still got shit to do." And look, y'all the homies. So if it comes to somebody like Fred, somebody like Pete, somebody like the Wavy crew, Roger, Mike. If y'all need me, I'm gonna pop up from time to time. I'm still breathing. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here, and I'm still trying to rock with my people. But I'm just not gonna be like the vintage cigar anymore. I'm not really gonna be out and about the way that I was before. And nah, man, I don't think it's a sad day for the community, man. I think the community is gonna be strong before me, and it's gonna be strong after me. I'm just, I'm just one person in the community. You feel me? I'm just one person in the community, so it ain't that crazy. He said you still better come on cigars with friends from time to time. We deserve that, man. Look, I told you, like y'all my people, man. It's like, so Now I'm gonna be around from time to time. I'm not smoking cigars nearly as much as I did before, but I'll be around from time to time. Like part of this is that I wanted to show, man, how much I appreciate y'all, man, and how much y'all have supported me. Y'all supported the channel, and it meant a lot. It meant a lot. He said you just need a break and take time for yourself and clear your head. Maybe your name and brand can take a new direction. In a way, Doug, that's what it's going to be. What it is, in a way. Because my thing is like I just came back from some time, and I'll explain that in the good news section. I'll explain that in a little bit. And I had some time to think on it. And I've been talking in the background. I've been talking to uh, you know I the whole Wavy crew, and I kind of told them what I was thinking and where I was thinking about going. So I've spent some time on this. I spent some time on this, and then with the fact that I pulled back doing the reviews and everything, it kind of let me know what was going on. But when I get into part two, you guys will really kind of see why I am where I am right now. So I'll get to that in a second. Let me get to this. So my homie Stick Guy, what up, He said, I feel you, bro. Don't become a stranger. Do what you love, man. That's what really matters. Much appreciated, man. And you keep killing it with the reviews. This is what I'm talking about. Like, the game ain't got to worry about it because it's so many people with a greater skill set than what I have, man, and greater talents than what I have. So the game, is left in good hands. So I ain't worried about that. I respect all that you're contributed to YouTube. I've learned a lot from you. So we'll definitely miss your no BS analysis. Appreciate it, man. Like, I appreciate that. And look, now that you're saying that, man, another thing I want to talk about. I got a dope message the other day where somebody was just saying, like, yo, how my channel like really influenced them and taught them how to, smoke cigars and really, got them into the opinions on cigars and stuff like that. And y'all don't know how much that means to me. Like when I got those behind the scenes emails, DMs, private messages, calls, all that kind of stuff, just saying like, or just comments, on the channel, like, yo, man, you helped me, discover this and discover that, or like, yo, your show made me laugh, and that whole, like, that means a lot, bro. That means a lot, man. And that's the part that, like, I feel like the time that I put in within the 4 to 5 years that I've been doing this has been well worth it. And the people that I met and the people that I vibe with, that I connected with, just even right now, just having 20 people just come in on a random pop up. Hey, I'm doing live. That shit means a lot, bro. That's the part that's like, that's the hardest part to leave. That's the hardest part to leave behind. But at the same time, I feel like, yo, if I really made an indelible print on this, and if I really made some real waves, then regardless of whether I'm doing lives or whether I'm here or not, the vintage cigar will be able to live. And just like, okay, that was a moment in time. That was just like going back into the 80s and watching the Transformers. It meant something. It's gonna be something that's gonna sustain long until I move on or whatever happens. That part is where I'm like, okay, maybe I did some good. That's what I'm looking at. I feel you, Fred. Respect due. Respect due. We should do a retirement stream, Hall of Fame style. Yo, that's crazy. That's dope, though. I wasn't even thinking on that time, yo, but that's dope. It's just a chance to be with the homies, man. That just feel good, man. That feel good. Respect, Lawrence. Respect on that. All right, so now we got a little bit of lull in the comment section. Muestra de Saka is a banger, man. This is way smoother than I thought it was going to be, too. This is the Holigan. Anyway, so now we're going to get serious for a minute. It's crazy, man, because I think being the fact that I'm of a certain age right now, when I'm out with my kids, I get emotional, man. I've been seeing my kids just growing up. My son, just turned 11 yesterday, and we've been celebrating with him, and I'll get into that side and the good news thing in a minute. My oldest daughter, her birthday is coming up in a few weeks, and just watching my kids grow up and just watching them, kind of become their own people, and just seeing my nephew, my niece and my nephew. My nephew just had a birthday, and I just sent him some art supplies and stuff like that back into the States. I've been real sentimental lately, and you never know what your time is. You never know what your space is. We just had that conversation with JB on the Vintage show, and I had a great time on that show. I had a great time talking to JB, and it was cool to see his reverence, man, and his sense of humor, and it was really cool to see like him really in a positive space and kind of dealing with all the changes that come about. All the changes that come about when you lose somebody that's close to you. Now your whole world has got to change and everything like that. The whole thing behind what happened with Bradley was heartbreaking, and that was probably one of the biggest things that happened to the cigar community, right? So in turn, I really just recently got word that Mathis passed away, right? And I'm not gonna make a big spiel about this, but I was talking about how much it meant for just people to show love onto the channel and to show love for me. And it's not really about me, man. But the whole thing is like when you try to do this, you want to make a connection with people. And you want to be able to develop a bond with people, and you want to be able to develop something that is greater than just cigars, and it's greater than just YouTube, and it's greater than just getting clicks and likes and subscribers and all that kind of stuff. You want something that's going to build a lot more and be have a lot more depth than that, right? So the whole thing with Bradley is Bradley made an impression, and I never personally got a chance to talk to Bradley. Like I never got that chance. But I did watch the show. I did watch his channel from time to time. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I did watch it. But I do know the type of influence that he had on myself, and he had on other reviewers, and that he had on the cigar community in general. That's major, right? You can't take that away. So when I did that video, just kind of saying like, yo, I wanted to talk about, who he was, and using the live is just say, okay, we really need to give people their flowers that deserve it. And Mathis and I talk behind the scenes. Mathis sent me cigars. I sent Mathis cigars, and he would always pop up on the lives. G, what up? I see you. He would always pop in on the lives, and he shot me $20 the other day to support the channel. And you guys know how it is, man. Like it's really hard, to just to have your pride in the way and say like, yo, support me on Patreon, and send, what do you call it? I don't even know what they call when you send the chats where you can actually super chats, right? All in all, we are always trying to do something to better ourselves and try to support our family and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like nobody here owes me anything. But Mathis went out of his way to send me $20 and through the mail. He sent it in one of those checks, and I never cashed it, and I still got it. So I got it sitting somewhere, and to think back now, man, that brother is gone, right? And the dude spent a lot of time showing love to myself, to Lee Mack, to Ron Real, and I can only imagine that it was a lot more of you guys who were doing reviews that know exactly who Mathis is. And that brother's life meant something. And I think it needs to be looked at that way and revered, that this man meant something to the cigar community. But here's the other side to this. This is the part that bothers me. This is the part that pissed me off. To have someone utilize that man's name and to dishonor his name and to dishonor his legacy by trying to be spiteful towards me and trying to be disrespectful towards me and try to be disrespectful towards the vintage cigar and use that as a stepping stone to try to be funny, ain't nothing cool about that. And I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna say who it is. But those of y'all, if you know, you know. But in order to do that and try to make fun of smoking your best cigars, to try to make fun of the live, to try to make fun of me, but at the same time use that to honor a man's life and his passing, it's nasty work. And you a dirty, slimy, disgusting motherfucker to be able to do some shit like that. And you're probably watching. You're probably watching right now. If you're not watching, word is gonna get back to you. And know what's real funny about this? It might take a little bit longer to get back to you because Mathis is not here. Because I know Mathis was one of the main people that was corresponding with you, especially when all the stuff was getting crazy on YouTube and people had so much stuff to say. You a nasty motherfucker to do that with that man's life. And you a nasty motherfucker to try to do that, to try to make fun of somebody else's shit. I've been cool. I've been chilling. I've literally been out here smoking my best cigars every day. I've been supporting my family. I've been in the gym. I've been eating well. I've been out here supporting my friends. And for you to take somebody's name that just passed away and to use that to catapult you and to get views and to get likes is nasty. And you should be ashamed of yourself, man. Like you just not, that's not even human to do that. And I had to sit back and think about it. Do I even want to bring this up? But I do want to say thank you to Mathis, man, for just, being a part of the channel and supporting the community. That's what this is all about. But I'm not giving anybody clicks and likes. I'm not giving anybody, any watch time on YouTube. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did see what you did. I did see what your message was about, and I did see the way that you came across and the way that you was talking about my channel. And using Mathis in order to do that was nasty. That's real nasty. And I hope everybody can see who you are and see what type of person you are. That's the type of person that I'm never going to be. This is going to come up later, but y'all are never going to hear another thing about this from me. One, because the show is ending, and two, because I'm just leaving that where it stands. All right, so we're going to leave that right there, and then I'm going to go to get this comment, and then I'm going to go and get into the good news, and then we're just going to chop it up. He said, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. When I first started doing reviews, I was kind of wondering how the game went. It's nice to find somebody that looked like me killing it, bro. Thanks, man. Nah, man, that's appreciated. I will say this, man. It's the beautiful thing about this community, man, is that I've been able to meet so many people and to meet so many people from different walks of life, from different parts of the country, whether it's Texas, whether it's Florida, whether it's Cali, whether it's Connecticut. You know what I mean? Like, it's people all over. Ton of money, no money, all of it. Like everybody, is able to vibe and just chill. And that part means a lot, bro. But for us in general, when it comes to the WNBA, when it comes to politics, when it comes to business, when it comes to sports, when it comes to education, teachers, movies, seeing representation for somebody that looks and operates like you, seeing someone that's from a similar culture, representation means a lot. And it means everything. And it's never a moment where you're trying to disregard anybody else's culture, whether you're trying to disregard anybody else's ethnicity. But you always want to be able to lift up and support other people. So whatever, if it's, minority status or whether it's financial status, disability, whatever, everybody wants representation and everybody want to be able to be a part of a team and have that team connect with another team and just be able to garner respect. That means a lot to me here, just being in Japan. It's I feel like there's a certain ideology that I have to be able to represent. And there's a certain way of life that I got to be able to represent. And I got to be able to show people all over the world that cigar smokers are cool. Black men and black people with black families are cool. Hip hop is cool. You know what I'm saying? Nerd culture is cool. And all of that means something to me, like being able to be a representative. You know what I mean? So that's really where it is, man. So that's when, I try to support everybody that's in this. And even when the Vintage Cigar shuts down, if you're doing y'all shows and, if you see the Vintage Cigar pop up in the background, y'all know it's the kid. Or if you see Keelan pop up, y'all know it's the kid. And I'm still there, man. The channel is done. But, we not done. We're not done. We still rocking. Let me see, what is it? Thanks for being the INT. I don't know if that was finished or what. Am I interception? What? I missed that one, Phil. Just got here. Bama 41, Georgia 34. Oh, my man said roll tide, real happy. So check this out. One of my coworkers, man, one of my bosses is a diehard Georgia fan. He is gonna be sick when I get to work next week, yo. So I might have to send him a text message. I'm glad you put that up, yo. I haven't really been watching the games and all that kind of stuff, and I'll explain why in a second. But I'm glad you did that. That's major. That's a big game. And that's one of the big games, too. That's like, Carolina Duke, kind of a big game, too. I hate that I missed that joint. He said, trolls seem to be all YouTube categories. What are your thoughts about dealing with these scumbags? Here's my thing, man. Here's my thing. Trolls don't bother me at all. They actually kind of make me laugh because for the most part, I can read them and I can understand them. But this is different for me because I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't, cause too much of a firestorm. But when I see somebody that is old enough and should be mature enough and should be, comfortable enough within their own skin and with their own skill set to be able to, support other people in the community and support other people who are like them, then it should never be an issue. It gets to a point where it's not trolling anymore. Trolling is something that you do when you're anonymous and you're just behind the scenes and you're just trying to get people riled up. I can deal with that. You're not going to get under my skin with that. I'm going to laugh about that. I'm going to joke about that. I'm going to screenshot it and have some jokes about it. Or I'm going to say something witty back to you if I say anything at all. That's the least of it. I'm not concerned about that. But when somebody is actually using another human being and using their death as a stepping stone or out of their own personal envy and jealousy, trying to shit on your product and try to shit on what you're doing, that's when it becomes nasty work, man. And that's a nasty thing, especially when the channels are open well enough that you could just, get at me in person. If you want to troll me, troll me. Do it here. Do it on a live, like where I can actually respond to you in person. Show yourself. Make yourself present so like, yo, we can hash it out. We can talk it out. But other than that, if you're not doing that, then you just a bitch. And that's the difference. So I don't mind trolls. I don't mind, like, especially when you do YouTube shorts, your content goes out to a lot of other people other than just the people that, are your subscribers or that are in the same demographic that your content is going out to. When you're doing YouTube shorts, anybody can respond. And I can tell you, like, I get some funny comments. I get some, people just trolling and just messing with me. And the part is all well and good. I laugh about it, I joke, and I keep it moving. But this is different. That whole thing that I was just talking about is different. Phil said, thank you for being a major part of my journey through this hobby, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for rocking with me, Phil. Thanks for all the knowledge you gave us in your reviews. Man, I was trying to make it fun, man. That's really what the whole thing was about, man. I was really trying to make it fun. We've had to ban a few clowns during the past few unbanned episodes. No tolerance for people talking crazy shit. And that's like, look, Peter, that's a major thing. Like when it comes to like, one thing that I can say about my show, from the moment that it started, it's been very, very, very few negative comments. It's been very few negative, just, people trolling and making fun and being disruptive. Even when I'm doing the live right now, like when I'm doing these lives, like everybody's chill, man. Y'all give great comments. Y'all, are funny. Y'all are insightful. Y'all are encouraging. And everybody's just like, coming in. We talking cigars. We talking life shit. We are doing what cigar smokers do. It's the lounge. It's what I wanted to create from the start. That part has always been beautiful. And I see some of the comments that happens on the Cigars Unbanded page. Some of the comments that come through on the infamous show on Cigar Hound Dog's channel, especially on Pick Jimmy's channel. Like people talk nuts, man. People talk real crazy and talk real greasy. But for the most part, that has rarely happened on my show. And I wonder, like, I don't feel like it's fair to my colleagues and my friends, man, because I don't think they deserve those type of comments either. But I don't know what it is. For whatever reason, people never really came at me sideways like that. And, I don't mind it. But if it was at the point where I couldn't do a live, where I couldn't have these conversations and really be in depth and have the free flowing comments, and if I had to keep blocking people, it's very rare that has ever come up. And I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful for that. The times that it did come up, it's usually like, oh, okay, I can laugh and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, yo, what is this dude on? Yo, he's wilding. But that's really it. But it's very rare that it's been something that's been like somebody really trying to be malicious. I haven't had anybody really being bigoted at all. Like, I would expect that to come up. Never really happened. I could expect some people to, people say comments about how you look and, the way you talk. And when you make mistakes, that has rarely ever happened on my channel, man. And that's something that's like, yo, I gotta be grateful, that to everybody who has, I can't even count how many comments I've had on the channel, man. And I can't talk, to the amount of people who come and watch the lives. And I can spend anywhere from 2 to 5 hours doing these lives. And for the most part, everybody's wonderful. But we all know that I've had certain moments where things kind of got out of hand. But I've always tried to be professional in the way I handle that, because I still want the name EKB and I still want the name The Vintage Cigar to carry some kind of weight. I still wanted to have some kind of value. And I still wanted to matter to people in some form or some fashion. You feel me? So Ray, we ain't sweating the haters, man. We not sweating that. But that nasty piece of work that I was talking about, you're gonna get your shit coming to you, man. It's gonna come back to you. Karma is real, bro. It's gonna come back. And I think it has. It's so bad that like this cat gotta go out there, he gotta buy viewers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you gotta do that, it ain't really worth it, man. You can't even be true to yourself if you gotta, if you got, like, that's some Drake shit. If you gotta buy people's adoration and affection for you, then you messing up. Then it's already on you. Your integrity is already gone. But saying all that to say, man, I really I wanted to address those things because I really didn't want to feel like, to Robert Caldwell, that I was just trying to shit on him. I really don't want it to feel like Padron Cigars, that I was trying to shit on them. Cigar Aficionado, I don't want it to feel like I was trying to shit on them. Yeah, I'm going to put that up while this is up here. And then I'm going to get back to Guillermo's comment in a sec, too. You see what it is. That's nasty work. Pay for play. That's nasty, man. And I don't want Michael Herklotz and Ferio Tego to feel like I was shitting on them. My opinions have not changed. My opinions still are what they are. I still feel the same way about those. Give me a sec, y'all. Boom. I still feel the exact same way that I felt before, but I didn't want my earnest, straightforward perspective to come off like I was trying to be mean or just downright disrespectful. That wasn't it. So I feel like, man, maybe some of the jokes that I made may have come across that way, and it may have come across a little bit more disingenuous or a little bit aggressive, and that really wasn't the intent. Let's see, EKB, salute. Smoking my best right now. I've got a League of Pharaoh. You are definitely smoking one of your best, bro. Like, honestly. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. I got one more Pharaoh. And I cannot tell you how many times like I've been looking at that cigar, right? So I let you guys know that the show is coming to an end, and that a lot of the cigars that I got in the stash downstairs are going to be given out, and they're going to be given away. And I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. If y'all got any like opinions on how I should do that, I kind of want to just give back to some people that I haven't had a chance to share cigars with. And some of my friends that have sent a lot of great cigars out to me, I want to give back to them. But at the same time, I kind of want to get do something for the community as well too, just to say, this we going out, and this is the retirement, so to speak. I didn't even think about retirement, but now that that's popped up, it's funny. But now we're thinking about the retirement of the vintage cigar. I do want to give cigars out, but there are certain cigars that are not going anywhere. All of my Dunbartons are staying, right? That Ferrell is staying. A lot of my Placencias are staying. I'm going to be giving away a lot of Sandra cigars, but there are a lot of those cigars that are absolutely staying and not going anywhere. So I got to go through when I got some downtime to like really sort through my cigars to put what's staying in the humidor. And I might keep maybe 100 cigars, maybe. My Fuentes are staying. Some of them. I'm giving some of those away too. But that Ferrell, when it comes to the Ligas, I could give away an H99. I could give away a number 9. I can give away the T52s. I can give away, a Ratzilla or whatever. That Ferrell, ain't no way that's going anywhere. That's a special cigar, man. So I'm glad you're smoking your best, man. I'm glad y'all smoking y'all best with me. That means a lot. It really does. That said, we talked about the bad news, right? The bad news is that the show is going away. The channel is going away. I'm not going away, but I'm not going to be around nearly as much. And I still haven't decided officially what am I going to. Nah, they ghost, bro. I ain't even got no more anyway, so we ain't got to worry about that. Keep those. You can keep those, though. You can smoke those in my honor at some point in time. That being said, with the channel, I'm still gonna be around. I haven't decided officially like what I'm gonna do with the infamous crew. Because look, man, that's the hardest decision that I gotta make right now. Like, I honestly feel like that, if I'm stepping away to the magnitude that I'm telling you guys that I'm stepping away, and as far as with the cigar culture, as far as with my channel, I really wonder, am I gonna be doing a disservice to the infamous pod? Like, I really it's weighing on me. That's one of the things that's weighing on me. I don't want to hold my boys back. And I feel like the content that we've created has been wonderful. The chemistry that we have on the show is just, you don't get it all the time, right? And there are not enough words for me to express like how much that crew, how much that channel, how much is being accepted by them has meant to me, and being accepted by everybody that watches the channel. Every time that we have that show, I get a little spike in the vintage cigar, and people going back and they watching some of my episodes, they watching the top 10s, they watch the Padron video, they watch the videos of me going through Japan and exploring Japan and all that kind of stuff like that. And a lot of that is attributed to the great things that we've done as a collective, right? And I can't say how much, that really means to me as a whole. But at the same time, it's like if I'm on the show and I'm not smoking all the time, or if I'm just on the show and I haven't had some of the recent cigars, and I haven't really been as knowledgeable and as up to date, like, am I gonna be a lead weight to that show? Or is it going to be a distraction when people are like, hey, you got to come back, and I'm just like, yo, I'm not coming back. Like, for real, when I leave, I'm done. It's the same thing with the reviews. When I said, like, yo, I'm done with the reviews, I'm done, bro. I'm done. And this ain't some Jay-Z Kingdom come back tour type of shit. This is not Jordan wearing the 45. This is like, you really take a look at it like, yo, it's time to hang it up. It's time to hang it up. So I'm gonna talk with the fellas, man. I'm gonna see what the fellas got to say about it, and I'm gonna see what their opinions are. I'm still gonna be around, just like I was telling Fred, just like I was telling Peter. Hopefully, if he pops up, these are people that I rock with, and I talk to off camera, I talk to outside of the shows, and I still support and love what everybody else is doing in this cigar space. I still love what everybody's doing. I still love the culture, and I'm still usually in the background watching other people and just kind of seeing what the zeitgeist is putting out there. That part ain't gonna change, man. So if I can have a chance to talk sports and to talk cigars and just to talk life with my friends, I'm gonna pop up and do it from time to time. So that should be there, and I'm gonna see what's gonna happen with the merch, and just kind of saying, I know it's not gonna be like a financial thing. I just really love the idea of being able to see somewhere in the world somebody's rocking the vintage cigar. That shit meant something to me, and I never got a chance to make that happen. And I think I'm in a space now financially, and I'm in a space now with time where I feel like I can devote the necessary time to be able to do that and to do it right. So that's gonna be like mad cool, just to see who is gonna buy the merch for the vintage cigar, and hopefully that's something that's gonna be able to, like, a couple years down the road, when I go back to the States, I could be in California somewhere, or I could be somewhere in New York, or be in the city with my fam, be in North Carolina, and then see the vintage cigar pop up, or somebody walk by with the merch on. That shit would just make it all worth it. It will make the whole 4 to 5 years worth it. So that's that. Talking about Herclots, Ferio Tego, Caldwell, Padron, Provada, Brian. I really didn't want to be Mr. Negative, and I really don't want that to be the reputation of my show. So hopefully addressing that, the word will kind of spread like, yo, this is a public apology, in the sense that, that this is not going to be one of those things where this channel is going to be known for being just mean and a bully. Like, I'm like Kendrick, like I hate bullies. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to come off like that. Let me see what Felipe's saying. Let me hold up, yo. I just saw Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands, yo. Y'all stupid. Yeah. Could I? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Let me see. Could I give one last top 10 list? Maybe you will keep your humidor at the end of the channel. Maybe what you'll keep in your humidor. Yo, that's good. That's good. And it's funny you said that, B, because I actually thought about doing that. Because this is what I was thinking about, because the all-timer was supposed to be like the last, top 10 list. That was supposed to be the end all be all for that. But the end of the year is coming up, and everybody's going to be doing their top 10 list. And I was thinking, is there a way for me to do a one final top 10, right? And that's kind of in the vein of what I was thinking about doing with the top 10 list. So there's a good chance, E, that I may be doing that top 10 list. I may do that. I may rock out that way and have that to be officially the final episode. And I may do that, and maybe I'll do one more bias guy. That might be a good way for me to kind of feel like I did my channel the right way, and just kind of see the way it goes, man, and just see what happens. Let me see what Felipe is saying. Appreciate you, EKB. Super grateful for all you've done and for always showing love. Hey, man, look, you make great content, bro. You've been a good dude, man. That's where the love comes from, man. That ain't got nothing to do with just me being me. That's just, when I rock with you, I say I rock with you. So, looking forward to appreciate you. Nah, but that's earnest, bro. Like, I can't be any more grateful to everybody that has said kind things about me and kind things about the channel. But also the fact is that when I was doing this, when I was coming out, I just wanted somebody to be able to give me feedback on where I should go with the channel, how I could grow, how I could be, better on camera, or just to be recognized. So when I saw so many people coming up, in another generation behind even where I started, it just made me happy to see that they were really talented people, like somebody like yourself, Felipe, that just like the presentation of your show was like something that I always wished that I could aspire to. And I was never able to get that. And I admired it from the jump. And, just the thoughtfulness that you, Mike, Roger, Peter, all of y'all put into doing your shows. You can talk about Eric, Stick God. Like it's so many of y'all that I've been watching and just kind of like, man, it's dope to see people really contributing and really giving something to it. And you got to really be honest with yourself. And I know that there's little small waves that I made with the vintage cigar. I know that people have, been able to pay attention to what I've done. And I know people have borrowed from the show the same way I borrowed from other people's shows. And if it meant anything for me just to say, hey, yo, y'all go and watch this person's channel, I wanted to do that because I wanted people to grow, better and faster than I did. And just having that little push helps sometimes. Even just having like, yo, man, EKB has been doing this show for X amount of years right now. I watched this show. I like some of the things that he did. And for him to just be able to say, like, yo, dude, watching my show too. And having, dudes saying like, yo, man, keep going. I like the way you're doing this. The only thing that does is just make this whole community better. You dig me? That's the only way that it's like seeing like the way all these different communities have come together, man, and the way the shows have grown like that. Like I wanted to say like I was part of that and a part of like dope people. That meant like everything, yo. So let me see what we got here. What we smoking on? So this is the Halligan Muesha de Saka. It was one of his limited releases that was, I think the proceeds was going to the firefighters and all that, man. It's a nice, smooth, malty, kind of chocolatey cigar, man. It's been real good. I wanted to smoke my best today, so I went and got a rare Dunbar. Shouts out to Peter for sending this out to me some time ago. I've been holding on to this cigar for a while. I don't know about that, man, but you one of the people that like I trust and I rock with the most, man. And everything that you've said, as that's positive for me as a friend, man, it's meant a lot, bro. So I appreciate you, bro. There you go, Mike. It is good, man. It's way smoother than I thought it was gonna be too, man. And I like when Saka does that sometime, man. He will take these really, kind of robust looking and robust earthy cigars, but he will smooth them out. It's kind of the same thing that he did with the Saka Con too. Like you expect it to go one way, but then it smokes a completely different way, and it's a good thing, and it's a good way to go out too, man. So I appreciate it. All right, so on to the positive stuff, man. Some of y'all may know that I've been kind of MIA for this weekend. My wife and I just spent our 16th anniversary out in Saga. What's the name of that city in Saga? Saga Prefecture is Urashino. I think it's Urashino, and it's an onsen town. So I wanted to kind of go out of my way, man, and do something special for my wife, man. Because like, look, I can't tell y'all. I've been married for 16 years now. I've been with my wife for over 22 years in total. So when I first met my wife, my oldest daughter was 2 years old. My oldest daughter, y'all know, just graduated from college. That's a long time to spend with one person. And I wouldn't be in Japan without her. I wouldn't have 2 out of my 3 beautiful kids without her. My son, his birthday, our anniversary was on the 27th. My son's birthday is on the 28th. And so I really wanted to take some time to kind of get away from everything and spend some time with the family, chilling out in the onsens and eating good Japanese food, walking around the cities, and just spending quality time with the fam, taking pictures, doing all that kind of stuff, man. So I had a lot of time just to sit back and collect my thoughts and to kind of figure out like what I wanted to do as far. Thanks for the love right here, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love, fellas. That means a lot. So 16 years is crazy. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but it also takes a lot of effort, man. And it takes a lot for you to see your own flaws and to see somebody else's flaws, and to be able to grow with their flaws and have them grow with yours, and to support somebody unconditionally. Like that's the main thing, man. It was a family friend of mine who had been married for, if I remember at the time, it was like close to 30 years or something like that. And he told me, he was like, yo, you know what the key is to being married for this long? He said it's forgiveness. And when I tell y'all that was a bar, that's one of those things that's just like, yo, that's everything, yo. It is. It's really unconditional love and forgiveness. So to have that kind of time, man, it made me kind of sit back and to think about like how I'm going to handle all this. And I went out there to on this little mini vacation just to kind of show appreciation to and for my wife, celebrate my son's 11th birthday. But I went out there and I didn't take one cigar. This is the first cigar that I've had since we had that show with JB. And that kind of shows you like how much I'm pulling back, just from this. And, I'm still going to like smoke my best, I'm still going to do that. But it's really a moment like for me to say like what's important to me right now. And the other side of it is the self-improvement factor. Like, how can I be a better man? How can I be a better family man? How can I be a better human being? I don't know how much time I got right now. Looking at, Bradley, looking at Mathis, and just looking at like, one of my first smoke your best cigars was when my brother's best friend passed away from COVID. And that's really when I started like, yo, I really want to, appreciate life. I really want to appreciate these moments and not take them for granted. And part of the reason why I do these lives, man, and I had these conversations with y'all, and I sit back and I smoke cigars with y'all, because I want these conversations to mean something. I want these conversations to be valid, and I want them to be, deep and philosophical, and I want them to be fun and funny, and I also want them to be like informative and enlightening and all that kind of stuff. Like that was like that's when the shit started to feel good. The reviews were fun. The creativity behind the reviews was fun, and being able to meet Saka for the first time, being able to have conversations with John Huber, and to get accolades from Matt Booth, and to be able to chop it up with Sanj. Like, yo, I never expected any of that kind of stuff to happen. I never expected any of that to even be a thing. And the friends that I met from doing this, and to have people making spinoffs from your shows and spinoffs from your ideas, and even having just negative people just trying to live and feed off of your show. Matty Boy is up in here, man. What up? That's funny, man, because I laugh every time because I can hear him doing that shit. About to start driving home from the hangout with Sal and Roger. Say, all right, man. Roger, what up? Sal, what up? Whenever y'all see this, man, what up? And that's the stuff that I miss, man. Like, this is the only time that I really get to kick it with the homies like that. That's why I do these lives, man. That's why I came back to do this, because I don't get a chance to just sit in the lounge. Y'all don't know how bad I want to have a cigar with my homies in person. Like, y'all really don't know like how much I want to be able to do that. Cunningham, what up, homie? Yeah. Be safe out there, man. I need y'all to get home safe. Y'all know that I can filibuster and talk for a good amount of time, man. So I always appreciate that it's always people listening to these episodes and listening to these shows. I want y'all to be safe, but I'm glad that y'all always let me know that y'all are here too. So here's the thing, man. I guess the whole thing behind this channel, man, was just and behind this episode is to let y'all know that this is coming to an end. But I'm eternally grateful. Must be nice. You know what it is, man. You got the plug, yo, so you can't say that. Take it easy, homie. Take it easy. It's one of those things, man. It's just like, I really want to thank y'all for taking the time to really be here, man, and support the kid, and to be great friends, and to be aspirational to me as well, man. It kind of it means a lot. So I think I got all like my major stuff out the way. I think I did the main stuff that I wanted to talk about. Honestly though, man, I wish y'all could have been out here with me in Japan. Like, the stuff that I saw, man, these past couple days. This is a dope city, man. So while y'all out there, enjoy your environments, man. Enjoy your family, man. Enjoy your cigars. Continue to smoke your best cigars. And I hope, like, I know I didn't come up with that whole thing. I know I didn't come up with it, but I hope when this channel was said and done, that y'all gonna go back and smoke y'all best. And it's always gonna be a thing. And I hope that's one of those things that, like, whenever y'all like go into your humidors and you grabbing like whatever your favorite cigar is for the moment, or when your kids are graduating, or when you get a promotion at work, when your football team wins, when your basketball team wins, even your hockey team. I know it's like John and Peter, y'all like the only two people on the planet that's still watching hockey. But even when y'all hockey teams win, when you grabbing your best cigar, that y'all think about the kid. Like, yo, this is the way that we should do this, man. We're not smoking any bum cigars. We're not smoking any garbage. We really gonna like take the time to really appreciate every cigar that we have. We appreciate the sunsets. We appreciate, the sunny days. We appreciate the fact that we got a place to lay our head down. We got homies that we can chill with. Like, that's where shit get real. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Put one in the air for Mathis. Put one in the air for Bradley. Put one in the air for, Imamu. Put one in the air for all the people that y'all care about that meant something to you. That's when shit get real. Let me see. He said, whenever you come through ATL, you better hit my line, bro. I'm gonna lay it out for you, homie. No doubt. Hey, look, I don't know, like, when was the last time I was in ATL, man? It's been a minute. It's probably been over a decade. One of my best friends from high school is in ATL right now, man. So no, he just moved. He just moved back to Charlotte. So he ain't there. But even still, I got homies in ATL. I will most definitely hit you up for sure, man. You know, please believe that. I can't co-sign that. That's absolutely hilarious. But I actually like hockey, but nobody watches it. But I do like. Y'all are the only people watching hockey, yo. You can't front on that, John. It is better than watching the Cowboys. That's 100%. Oh, it's rough for Cowboy fans this year. I love it, man. It's a beautiful thing. Kevin, what up, homie? Aloha, brother. My man. Hey, look, dude. I didn't even know you were still around, bro. How you doing out there? First of all, you gotta let me know how you doing, man. First of all, you gotta tell me how you doing. It's good to see you pop up, brother. You know, that was my homie that held me down at work, man. Y'all don't know. That's good people right there. Mahalo. Yeah, even if you're watching Marcus Brownlee playing Ultimate Frisbee, he's probably like the most famous dude doing Ultimate Frisbee. Smoke your best cigar to that joint for sure. That's a lot of inside stuff right there. That's a Cowboy fan. Let me see this joint. He said, I think did he. Who is this? See this? What? Do I look like I got baby oil on me right now, homie? Is that what you think? I love the fact that you waited like and everybody was talking about trolls and all that kind of stuff to pop in and try to do that. And nah, man, it's and it can't stop, won't stop right now. The fact that Diddy was even on your mind in this moment is fascinating to me. That's like that didn't even cross my mind right now. So that's funny. You might be telling on yourself. Are you Usher? Is this Usher? Is it Mace? Who is this? Is this Justin Bieber trying to be funny? I love it. I love it. And I know what's happening right now. This is exactly what I was talking about when, I was talking about that goofball trying to, shit on Mathis's name and trying to shit on the channel. I know he got people that still kind of running back and forth and all that. So it should be pretty entertaining how all that's gonna shake out. But we're not gonna stop the positivity right now, man. Everybody gonna continue to smoke their best cigars. I like the fact that we got that idea that I'm probably gonna end the year with the really big top 10 list. I don't know if it's I don't know. Like I haven't written out the show. I haven't really put that much thought into it, but we're gonna see how that goes. Yeah, right. Word up. Ain't Death Row, he getting those death blows. That's nasty work right there. That's mad funny. That's mad funny. This is why I love y'all, man. This is why I can do this show. Like, yo, y'all don't understand, man. Like, every decision that I make on this channel, it's decisions that I make. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from doing what I want to do with me. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from being me. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from giving my opinions. Ain't nobody gonna stop me and change me. Period. So y'all control. They can come in. They can say what they want to say. They can sit in their garage and they can get crazy and do what they want to do. It ain't no stopping, man. EKB gonna be EKB regardless. I got my homies. I said this before. I got my friends. I got the people that I trust in this community. Everything good. Life is good. I got my family. Like, life is good, bro. Life is good, man. We gonna smoke our best cigars, and everybody gonna sit back and chill. We can laugh. We can joke about things. So do your thing, man. You people are gonna like that comment and think it's gonna be mad funny, and you sitting here looking like a goofball now. Look at you. You look goofy. Your name is Goofy. It's all good. I enjoyed every bit of this cigar, man. It's one of those things like you sit back sometimes and I hadn't had a cigar for about a week. And part of the fun this time around was me being able to um, kind of think about like, yo, what cigar do I want next, man? And the palate is still proficient enough that I could, decide like what flavor profile I wanted. And I went on to Neptune the other day, and I got some boxes of cigars that I'm gonna buy, to kind of fill up the humidor. I still got the box of Psalms. Shouts out to Cigar Alchemist too for going hard with Psalm lately too, man, because that's a really good cigar. I still got that box. I'm gonna hit up Jamon so I can get some Cameroon Noirs, and I think that's kind of gonna be where the top 10 is going. I'm gonna buy like several boxes of cigars, and I'm gonna show you guys the cigars that like, okay, once this is all said and done, there's no FOMO anymore. There's no rush to kind of get the newest cigars. I'm getting my absolute favorites, and I'm gonna be able to have those cigars. So the few times when I do sit back and smoke a cigar, it's gonna be my best, and it's gonna be something I absolutely love, man. So that's the way we're going with that. He said, KB, this Sparrow phenomenal. Your video got me to look for this bad boy. Look, man, look. I'm telling you, y'all know when I go for a cigar, when I try to tell you like it's one that I love, man, it's there's been quite a few cigars that made me like fall in love all over again. The Pharaoh was one of those cigars that made me fall in love all over again. That Cameroon Noir is a cigar that made me fall in love all over again. The SB 1014 Red made me fall in love all over again. Shouts out to Matt for the Patoro Terry Blanche. That's another one that had me like, yeah, this is it. This is like every now and then there's cigars that come around, and I think that's going to be a part that I miss from doing reviews. When you get that review where it's a glowing review, and when you're smoking the cigar and you're like, yo, this is legit. This is like, mind blowing. And then you got other people that go out and can grab that cigar and then they can come back to you and be like, yo, this cigar was money. That's like the best feeling for a cigar reviewer in the first place. Just giving somebody that same feeling that you had when you were smoking a cigar. You don't get much better than that, Jack. And the Pharaoh is really absolutely one of those. Nah, do your thing, man. Always glad to see you. I'm about to get up out of here too. So I'm not going for as long as I normally go. I'm gonna go back down here and chill with the fam for a minute. So yeah, matter of fact, I know the chances are slim that he doesn't have one. But if he doesn't have one, I will send Matt my last Pharaoh just so he can review that joint. I will do that. That's an absolute guarantee. I don't know if Matty Boy is still up in here, but I would love the fact for him to review that cigar and see if it can get unparalleled out of that bad boy. I would love to see that get an unparalleled. And that's really dope to have that kind of influence that Matt has. If a cigar gets unparalleled, that joint gonna sell out in the shops, man. And I really wish that a lot of these companies would pay homage to the reviewers so they know like how much of an impact that we have on Matty Boy still up here. But I really wish they would know the type of impact that the reviewers and the talking heads for the cigar community had on their cigars. It's kind of cool that you get somebody like Huber that will send out the hats and will send out the handwritten notes. That's cool. You got Saka who would do something. Sanj coming on the show from time to time. What's my homie from Casa 1910? He was showing a lot of love, man. That shit is always great when they recognize that we are affecting their bottom line, and especially with the way we're treated by Instagram, the way we're treated by TikTok, the way we're treated by YouTube. Having those brands show us that kind of love, I think it's deserved, and I don't use that word too often. I think that's deserved. Driving on the 5 right now, freeway, commenting right now. Be safe, homie. You can always hit me in the DM later, man. Let's see. He said, EKB, happy to have come across your channel and been able to catch it live. Still new to the cigar thing, but appreciate your advice and making me feel a part of the community. You are part of the community, brother. And, you know, I get hyped whenever I see y'all pop up. And the fact that I know most of y'all by name, starting to learn some of y'all by face. Check this out. I'm not going to delete the Vintage Cigar page on Instagram. And I don't think I'm going to completely delete it on YouTube. I'm just going to kind of leave it there for posterity's sake. But if y'all ever want to reach out to the kid for anything, if it's just like to talk about an experience, if you want to just talk about where you are, you know, in your cigar journey, I'm still going to be around. I'm still the homie, man. You know, it's still going to be one of those things where I'm still accessible and I'm still reachable. And I'm still 100% invested in the community and, you know, all the connections that I made with y'all. Like that's still going to be the thing. It's just sometimes, you know that old saying, like, if you love something, you got to let it go. And, you know, the rest of the saying, you know, then if it comes back, then it's meant to be. I don't ever see this coming back. You know, hopefully you guys, if, you know, things get rolling with the other YouTube channels, hopefully you guys will be able to pop in and you know, be able to help, you know, those other avenues grow. That would mean a lot to me, but it would also kind of keep those lines of communications there as well too. But it's just time for this to sit and it was 5 years. You know what I'm saying? It was you know, we went from 2020 pretty much to 2025. And I did all that I could do. And I really, when you really think about it, I started working on this in like 2019. So this channel has had its time to live and breathe and connect with people and to grow the way that it's gonna grow. I'm disappointed I didn't get, you know, to, you know, 5K. On the subscribers, but that's not really where it is, man. That's really not what really mattered, man. What's really was dope is that I made all these connections with y'all, with people. Like, I really feel like the viewership that I had on this channel was the best. We were talking about how you got all these trolls and people, you know, coming in trying to be funny and all that kind of shit. I never really had a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So like, the people who did support the channel have been beautiful. Y'all have been great. You know what I mean? And it's been something that, you know, later on down the line, you know, my kids might pop up on this channel, you know, sometime. Or who knows, it might be something that, like, years down the line, people are going to be using clips from my show as you know, gifts and memes when they're making their own channel. And just, you know, or people are going to be like, yo, I'm smoking my best cigar today. Whatever the case may be, I will live with that and I'll be happy with that. And this channel would have been nothing without all the insights and inputs and, you know, feedback, questions, and clicks and all that kind of shit. Like, none of it would have mattered, bro. None of it would have mattered without that kind of support. So you get to meet a lot of cool people doing cigar content, whether it be other creators or viewers. Really, man, like, honestly, I've been on vacation for the past few days, man. I haven't made a review in a while. I haven't made, you know, any real lives until now. And still, that there are people who are sending me memes and, you know, sending me, you know, stuff like cats that I met through this channel right here, talking about the WNBA, talking about the Knicks trade that just happened, which is crazy. I'm going to talk about that before I get out of here. I got a little bit of cigar left. I want to talk about that too. And, you know, just checking on me to see if I was good. All that shit is all love right there, bro. I honestly, man, I'm gonna miss doing the lives too, man. This is like, I just got home from vacation. I was like, yo, I need to chop it up with my peoples and let everybody know what's going on, man. This is therapeutic, honestly. And, you know, I don't get to go to lounges. I don't get to sit in lounges. I don't get to chill with my homies in lounges. So this is my chance to do that. But I got other things I got to do. But I'm gonna miss this, man. I'm gonna miss y'all dearly too. So y'all feel free to chop it up with me, man. Y'all make sure y'all reach out. And say I got the pleasure of meeting Carpenter through this. See what I mean? Mike is my guy, man. Mike will hit me up sometimes, man, and me and him we just talk for like 20, 30 minutes sometimes, just talking about life shit. And like you can't put a value on that. You can't measure something like that, man. That's what makes all this stuff, worthwhile. Being from New Jersey, I like Cat, but damn, I wanted to see the Nova boys play at least one game together. Look, all right, here's the thing about this, man. Let me get into this real quick, fam. All right. The Knicks are going to do what the Knicks are going to do. This is just the craziest thing in the world. They had that whole Villanova squad together. That team had chemistry. From the Villanova days, they had chemistry. And they had chemistry at the end of the year. I think Julius Randle wanted to get out of New York. I don't think he liked the spotlight, for one. I don't think he liked playing for Tibbs, for two. One, his body can't really hold up. And if your body can't hold up, the last thing that you want to do is play for Thibodeau, right? And I think Minnesota wanted to get rid of Cat because Cat is like one of the softest players in the NBA. I don't know who soft is him or Rudy Gobert, but and the only person that was in that same competition was probably Ben Simmons and Julius Randle, right? But if you're the Knicks, I can see you want to get rid of Julius Randle, but he is too much of a talented player just to dump off like that, right? But my thing is, you built this chemistry. You got a team that New York and anybody in the surrounding areas of New York is supporting this team, and it's made your team relevant again. And then you're gonna do this in the off season, and you're just gonna mess up that chemistry. Now we gotta go watch the Knicks just be garbage all over again, because it's no way you can win with Cat. He's just not that kind of player. He couldn't handle the spotlight in Minnesota. How you think he's gonna handle the spotlight in New York? Like, what are you doing? What are you Knicks? Like, Knicks gonna be the Knicks, yo. That's one of the craziest decisions I've ever seen. He said, cigar content you gentlemen give carries good weight, and a lot of these cigars I enjoyed are because of you and independent crew. You did a good job, man. And I appreciate that, man. But my main thing behind that, bro, is like the content that you're creating, that's being created right now is just as good as better. And if I can say that, like, I help influence people to continue to make great content, then I did do what I was supposed to do, man. So that means a lot right there, homie. Like, thanks a lot. Really. The Knicks are like my Raiders in football. It's this, like, yo, the self-sabotage for the Knicks is insane, especially when you got teams like the Knicks and the Raiders that are well established, that got a ton of money, and they got all the eyes watching them, and then they just squander it away. It don't make sense. And then on top of that, another nasty thing, just since you mentioned the Raiders, seeing the news that Oakland doesn't have a team at all anymore is, man, that's probably one of the saddest things I've seen in sports, man. I was on vacation and I was, watching the last game for the Oakland Athletics playing in the Oakland field. So the Warriors are gone, the Raiders are gone, and the Oakland A's are gone. And you got that whole sports park that's just going to become what? What's going to happen? And you got one of the cities that needs a sport team right now. Like, if nothing, Oakland needed that energy. Oakland needed that, man. It's just like to see the Bay Area go the way the Bay Area is going right now. It's just nasty, man. And they ain't got Dame Lillard. Dame is gone. I don't know. It's like, it really genuinely made me sad, bro. It made me sad. It's just like, I don't know. That's some shit to smoke a cigar to, man. That's just some shit that just made me feel some type of way. It really made me sad, man. They showed the overhead picture. I don't know if y'all seen the meme that showed the stadiums where it had the Oracle Arena in there, and it had the football, baseball field where the A's and the Raiders used to play. And that shit is gonna be empty. And I heard it was bought out by a group that they're gonna turn it into like a living complex, which is probably a good thing for Oakland. But at the same time, man, I feel like that whole area needs their sports teams, man. It's just sad that it's gone. That's crazy. Look at that, man. The number 4 market in the country has no teams. And to see how fast that went away, like, okay, I probably mentioned this one time before, but growing up, like, I never had the money to go to any kind of sports games, right? You know, my mom had just enough to make sure we had a good place to stay, nice clothes, and food on the table. I ain't get to travel. I had never been to a professional sports game ever in my life. And being in the part of North Carolina that I was in and the part of Virginia I was in, we didn't have any sports teams. The closest team was the Charlotte Hornets, which was on the other side of North Carolina, and the Washington Redskins, which was in D.C. We ain't had nothing else. So I had never been to a professional game ever. My father-in-law, much love to my father-in-law, took me to see the Warriors play one of their last games in the Oracle Arena. It was probably like the last week that the Oracle was open. So I got to see Steph, I got to see KD, and I got to see Klay Thompson and Draymond play in the Oracle. I probably only got to see them play for a few minutes, but just the fact that I was close enough to see them dudes, I got pictures of them. I got to walk around Oracle Arena, and then that was gone. I actually got a chance to experience the energy of being in the Oracle Arena when the Warriors were at their height, which is beautiful. And that's a memory that can never be taken away. But the fact that you got a market that's that big, and you got a community that's that much in need, and everybody gone. And it's cool to get to Chase Arena and all that kind of stuff like that, man. But, from Too Short to E40 to the Oakland A's, Jose Canseco, Steph, Ricky Henderson, Bo Jackson, like the history out there in Oakland is crazy. And all that's gone now, man. It's real sad, man. Let me see what Jeff had to say right here. He said, your job as a reviewer is to be honest. It's your brand, your business. The manufacturers have their thing. You have yours. If they don't like it, they can make better cigars. Look, man, here's the thing, Jeff. One major part of that is I think that's part of what we're trying to do. For us to have the commentary on the way cigars are being priced, right? If you just look at the Zodiac killer, you look at the industry killer, and looking at the conversations that we've had, especially just talking for myself and talking for the Infamous crew, the conversations that we've had with, a lot of these cigar manufacturers and brands and things like that, I think we've done a great job pushing the envelope, trying to get these dudes to use premium tobacco and to market their cigars in a way that everybody can get a taste and develop their palates, and do it in a way that's going to be beneficial, not just to them making money, but also the consumer, because we got to go out here and buy and got to smoke this cigar. So it's a great way for us to be able to literally hold a mirror up to these companies. And I never felt like, in my opinion, that I was being malicious. I don't ever think that was the way. That's just not even in my nature, man. I'm just not that type of dude. I can be petty if I want to be petty, but that's never really been the goal. You feel me? But I've always wanted to say, like, if I'm going to review something, I would think you would want to know what my honest opinion is. And I would feel like, let's just use Herclots in this specific scenario. If I'm able to smoke a Ferio Tego and I'm able to smoke another cigar right after that. And if the cigar that I smoked second, after like, I've had a full cigar on my palate, and I can say that the second cigar was this much better than your cigar, and your cigar costs, 2 times more, you should be able to take a step back and say, okay, this dude didn't like the cigar. He gave me his honest opinion on it. Let me go back to, when I'm making this cigar, whatever my next cigar is going to be, I'm going to prove this dude wrong. And I'm going to make a cigar that every reviewer is going to be able to fall in love with. And no matter what my price point is, whether it's going to be $10, whether it's going to be $21, whether it's going to be $30 or $40, everybody will be able to think that this cigar is legit. And the person that smoked that cigar, be it EKB, if he smokes this cigar again, he will be able to appreciate this cigar. Peter from this Cigar Collective is going to smoke the cigar and give it an A or S tier. Cigar Hound Dog is going to be able to smoke the cigar, and it's going to be unparalleled. That should be the goal. That should be the thing that was like, you know what? They didn't like this cigar, but goddamn it, they're going to like the next cigar that I come out with. Or I'm going to take these notes and try to do this in a way where, my band is going to look better, my cigars are going to smoke better, and anybody that's going to have a chance to, to get these cigars are going to be able to appreciate that. That's what I wanted from Herclots. And if he didn't like what my opinion was, he could always come to me and just say, like, hey, dude, what's going on? What do you think I could do better? Or just say, like, he could say, fuck me to my face. And what he say fuck me for? I could go on some 50 Cent type shit, but that's the way, like, I would rather it be that way. Even if he doesn't even pay attention to it, don't get butthurt about it, because I never said anything trying to make anybody butthurt. And I don't want to even say that, like, make it like, my apologies didn't mean anything. I'm really not trying to bag on him. But my main thing is that I'm trying to say right now is that this should be able to, as a creator, this should make you go back to the drawing board in order to get better. That's what I think. What up, homie? Long time no see. Hisashi Booty. What's good? He's smoking on the AJ New World Puro right now. That's a good budget smoke right there, man. And I really do got love for those AJ cigars, man. And honestly, that's one of the few cigars that, like, where I am right now, that I can go into the military base and I can just go into the my wife's shop and grab a cigar. They're always gonna have AJ right there. So if push comes to shove, if it gets desperate, now that I'm not gonna get cigars anymore, I can still go out and buy AJ, and I'm not gonna be mad. And I know I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on that. So keep smoking your best, homie. Much appreciated. Anyway, all right. I'm getting down to the end of this. I went for an hour and 45 minutes. What else y'all got to add, man? Send in your last few comments. I'm gonna chop it up with y'all before I get up out of here. He said the Sparrow is neck and neck with the Andalusian Bull. Incredible smoke. I look at it like this, man. They're apples and oranges, but they're still fruits, and they're still delicious fruits. That Bull is something special to me, man. I know you probably got like DJ like making an ugly face right now with me saying that, but I honestly think the Andalusian Bull is something special. That's an all-timer. But that being said, I will also say that the Pharaoh is something special too, man. It's really a magical cigar, man. So, like, for you to even compare it with the Andalusian Bull just tells you, like, that's you smoking one of your best, man. And that's the stuff that I love to see. Absolutely love to see that, Joe. So what we about to close out on right now, Callie, is this was Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust, Muesha Saka, the halogen. Please tell me if I'm saying the name wrong. But again, this is the one that he did as a limited cigar. Proceeds going to firefighters and first responders. and it's actually an excellent cigar. So if you can go out there and dig around and find a cigar, I really honestly think you can't go wrong with Muesha de Saka. And I don't know if Matty Boy is still in here. Matty Boy is still in here. I was really trying to get him to smoke the Arma Barberia. That's my favorite right now. And he smoked it on the live, but he smoked multiple cigars that day. So I don't know how that cigar actually treated him. I never got the feedback from him to see what he thought about that. But that's one of the things, like having, with the show coming to an end, with me, getting ready to like purge the majority of the humidors and tupperdoors that I have. When I'm going out to like, buy new cigars over time, Muesha de Saka, Mi Querida is going to be staples in there. And, I just kind of get moments where like, this is the cigar that I want to have and something that I want to check out. It's a brew. Oh man, I really want to know what you think about that cigar, bro. I don't know if you got a chance to enjoy it like that. And I want your honest opinion, Matt. You know how I go with that. So, but yeah, that Muesha de Saka line is crucial, bro. All right. So whenever you pull up to the crib, man, the show is probably gonna be done by that time. But just hit me up in the group chat, man. Let me know what you think about that. Give it to me straight. All right, we still got 20 people holding on, man. Y'all, I'm telling you, the lives aren't coming up much more after this. It might be one or two more, if that. So get your questions and your comments in. He said, I missed most of the live. What's going on with the Humi? All right, so just to recap before I get out of here, the vintage cigar is coming to an end, brother. And for health and hygiene reasons, I'm slowing down on the amount of cigars that I'm going to be smoking in general. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting rid of the majority of the cigars that are in my humidor and my tupperdoor. And I'm going to mail out a bunch of cigars. And I might do one big, giveaway at some point in time. And I'm only going to keep a few of my favorite cigars. And that's going to be it. So from here on out, I'm smoking my best. And that's going to be it. The main purpose of this episode was for me to give out an apology to Caldwell Cigars, to Michael Herklotz, and to Padron Davidoff, and all of these brands that I didn't have the most positive things to say, because it came across that I was like being really mean, and they felt like I was shitting on them. So let me see. Oh, he said it rocked. Okay. Dude, when I saw this, I thought you were saying it was a dog rocket. But he said it rocked. Okay. My heart can kind of rest a little bit now. That's love. So everybody, so y'all know the Arma Barberia from Muesha de Saka got this fucking cigar rock from the great Cigar Hound Dog. That scared me for a second, bro. Yeah, Mo, it's my pleasure, man. Much respect to you, man. I appreciate y'all. Man, look, I'm honestly gonna say I'm gonna miss this, man. These lives are fun. Like, you see the smile on my face is genuine, man. I love doing these. But I feel like when it's time to put the jersey in the rafters, it's time to put the jersey in the rafters. And that's a shout out to Pete for putting that analogy out there. But I don't know if I'm gonna be Hall of Fame. I don't know if this is a Hall of Fame career. I don't know if I'm all cigar, all star. Like, I don't know if I reached that level. But yeah, man, it's time to let this channel, be what it was and not be what it is. You feel me? It's one of those that it's just time to let it go. It's time for me to just, operate in a different environment and do things differently. He said, tell them like I tell my high school basketball kids, pull your panties down and don't get your feelings hurt. No, man, I get it. I get it. And I get it, man. Shouts out to your team too, man. Let them boys play hard, man. But nah, man, I get it. But at the same time, what I wanted from this channel was for my perspective, for my opinions to be respected. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to feel like I was always on an even playing field with everybody, you know. And I always wanted to, if I did have whatever biases, I wanted them to show up in a way that's like it's out in the open and it's upfront. So no matter how I feel about anything, everybody would know how I felt about whatever brand, whatever cigar individually, whatever company, whatever manufacturer, whatever tabacalera. Like y'all could say that whenever EKB showed up for a review on a live, on anybody's show, if it was a written review, I gave you my absolute real thoughts. Like I ain't never front. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to do that in a way that it was respectful. And I just kind of feel like sometimes, man, getting jokey or being animated, the way that I was, it might have rubbed some people the wrong way. And regardless of how you think about it, you got to be able to take accountability for what you put out in the atmosphere. And whatever business you stand on, you got to be able to stand on business. And I really feel like even though we didn't make any money off of this, there's an air of professionalism that you got to have. And there's a level of tact that you got to have as well too. So when this is all said and done, which is pretty much as of right now is done, I want that respect to be on my name. And I do want, like, whenever I come across to somebody where if I gotta shake hands with them or not shake hands with them or introduce them to the show or whatever the case may be, I got to be able to stand on business in their face. I'm not going to take my opinions back because everything that I said, I meant. You dig me? So that's just me standing and being 100. I don't know if that GOAT status is for me, man. If it is, man, I appreciate it. That's wow. Appreciate that. That's love, man. But yeah, that's the thing, man. It's just, always being 10 toes down, always, shooting from the hip, always giving it, 100% from the heart. And whatever this is, once it's all over, I just want, that reputation to be there. And I want that respect level to be there. That's real. Johns, what up, man? We just about to end the show, man. And if this isn't the last live, this is gonna be one of the last lives. And that's I ain't gonna say I'm signing off right now because I'm not at that level. I still got a few decisions that I got to make. But one thing that I am gonna do is I'm gonna create the vintage cigar merch. I want to get that out to the people before this is all said and done. So this is my Nipsey Hustle shit, man. This is the victory lap. I did touch on a few things. I honestly think, like, if you guys haven't watched this live, for everybody that's just coming in now, and I know it's probably a lot of y'all West Coast folks that's just coming on now, go back and watch this one, man, because I felt like there were some things that I had to get off the chest that needed to be said. And, I talked about the public apologies, and I talked about a certain individual that I felt like used somebody's death and exploited it and used it as a way to be petty and to take, shots at me and to try to troll me and to troll the channel. He's going to be able to do a victory lap off of this, and that's all well and good. But I want everybody to, respect Mathis and his life and his contributions to the cigar game. And I want everybody to respect Bradley at the same time. Smoking your best cigars is all about living in the moment and being able to appreciate this time that you got on this planet, to appreciate the people that are in your life, to appreciate You know, not just the cigar, but every accomplishment that you've had, every bad decision that you've made, however, your workday was, all of that. This is all about you being, a better human being on a day-to-day basis. When you smoke your cigar, that's your chance to rebuild, refrag, and readjust, realign, and just be one with, with that moment in time. So y'all can keep smoking your best cigars. John said, sorry to hear that. Enjoy your lives. You do what's right for you. No doubt, man. No doubt. And that's what I'm trying to do. No doubt. No doubt. But none of these lives will mean anything, man, if y'all didn't come in and support and to give y'all comments and, to talk about cigars, talk about sports, talk about music and movies, talk about life shit, parenting. Like I tried to cover everything when we did this, man. And just to reach out and to create this lounge and to be a friend to all of y'all. So every one of these lives was meant something to me, especially when I put that brand "Smoke Your Best Cigars" on that shit was supposed to mean something. So I'm gonna do one more pull off of this and put it out. Goddamn, that's a good cigar. Hold up, I said one more, but goddamn, that's chocolatey. But this is it, man. So you guys can listen to me around. Like I said, my social media is always open. I'm always gonna be around to chop it up with y'all. If it's, if something happening in basketball, the basketball season has come up, holla at your boy, man. Something happens in the NFL, WNBA, holla at your boy. If any kind of news come up, if y'all got a funny meme, if y'all just want to chop it up, if y'all want to talk about a cigar that just came out, holla at EKB, man. I'm gonna be around. I got much, nothing but love and respect for y'all. So I'm gonna sign out for now. I'm gonna come up with a few things. I'll let y'all know when that merch is coming. Keep an eye on the community tab. Keep an eye on Instagram. Keep an eye out for the homies with the infamous smoke. And I still don't know what I'm gonna do as far as being on that show going forward. I love my dudes, man, and this. I love cigars. I love this culture. Y'all are everything. So you look. Last thing, be good to people in this community. When I used to do my Japan show, I would always end the episode by saying, "Be kind to your neighbors all over the world." Bruce Lee always said, "We are one people under the sun." I think he got that from Confucius. But it's no need to be negative. It's no need to be petty. It's no need to, talk shit on everybody that's around you. Give your opinions. Speak your mind. Be 100% honest. Be true to yourself. Be true to everybody in the game. But you ain't got to be fucked up, man. You ain't got to be negative. We here to, smoke our best cigars and be positive. All right. I'm up out of here, man. I'm going to go chill with the fam. Go get something nice to drink. Probably get some Japanese tea or something real fancy like that. Y'all stay cool. EKB is out. Peace. Hold up. What popped up? Yeah. I have, man. Maybe I'll tell that story one day, but it ain't happening. It ain't happened recently. Let me see. We got a couple more comments. It takes too much energy to be negative. Just speak your truth, no doubt. Best wishes. Appreciate that. All right, John. All right, y'all. Y'all stay up. I'm out for real this time. Be safe.